Hey guys, Harsh here, back with a video. So as you can see, I have my entirety of Formula 1 model collection in front of you guys today. And basically in this video, I'm just briefly going over all of them. And this is going to be a pretty long video, I guess. But if I move quickly a bit, I can end it in a very short time. So basically in this collection, I have total of 3 models. The Bburago ones that you see over here, which are the bigger 1/43 scale version, like this Red Bull over here, as you can see. And then in the smaller scale, I have the Tarmac Works in the 1/64 scale. It is a bit smaller, as you can see. And then I have the Mini GT one as well over here. So it will be very nice to see how all of these models compare with each other and how the quality differences are in between them. So without wasting time, let's get started. Now starting off with my minorities over here, which are the Mini GT ones. I have the Red Bull over here, as you can see. It is the Red Bull RB18, and then I have the AlphaTauri AT03 over here. Both of them are very nice models to have. They have excellent amount of details in them. I have given the individual review for all of them, so you can check that out in the description box below. And basically these models are like one of the best I have seen by both price and quality. So technically these are like the most affordable models that you can find. Tarmac Works and Bburago are both a lot expensive than these two models over here. I'm giving you the Indian prices. For the Mini GT one, I think it is around 16 to 1700 rupees. And then for the Tarmac Works, if you randomly take one out, all of them are like priced at 2000 rupees. And then for the Bburago version, if you get the version without the driver's helmet and the acrylic case, it will cost you around 2000 rupees. And if you get the version with the acrylic case and the driver's helmet inside, like in this one over here, it will cost you around 2500. So as you can see, in this particular collection, the Mini GTs are quite affordable. And in terms of quality, I think they are better than Tarmac Works and even Bburago in some cases. But there are some issues that Mini GT needs to fix on their model. Otherwise, they are quite good models to have. So if you take another Red Bull over here, you can see it is a full diecast model. It actually comes with the hard tire. I have actually swapped the other side with the soft tires over here that came in with the AlphaTauri, because the AlphaTauri one in the white compound tire looks very good. As you can see, if I just flip it around, you can see right now it has a soft tire, and if we just flip it again, then you can see it has the hard tire. So in my opinion, the hard tire on the AlphaTauri looks best because of the livery it has in it, but it is totally up to you. And one thing I have noticed is that on the AlphaTauri version, you can see how detailed the exhaust is over here. This much details in an exhaust system I haven't seen in any of my models so far. So that is quite nice. Now I'm going to get these out of the way because I have a very short frame over here. Then comes the Tarmac Works collection. So first of all, starting with the 2020 season, we have one from Lewis Hamilton over here, as you can see, in the iconic black livery. I also have the same version in the Barcelona testing livery as well, it is the original silver arrow livery. So as you can see, both of them are quite similar. It is just the livery change over here, not even the number is changed. And if you want the number to be changed, then I have the Valtteri Bottas version of that particular year as well. It is right over here, as you can see. This one has some major quality control issues going on. First up, if you look at the nose over here, you can see it is slightly crooked towards the left. The decal is not correctly pasted over here. And then if you look at the tire impression over here, you can see how misaligned this one is. These are sort of things like Tarmac Works has to really improve, because I have like these sort of minor and major detail issues going on in all of my Tarmac Works model. And basically the reason for buying these similar cars over here is because of the tire compound. You can see the Valtteri Bottas version comes with the hard tire. The Lewis Hamilton one comes with the medium compound. And then finally, the Barcelona testing car comes in the medium compound tire. So this basically completes the collection of all tire compounds except the wet tires, which is in my opinion quite an achievement, I must say. Now if you buy these black cars, you will also get this board over here to depict the first place, because each one of them have like won a particular Grand Prix. Valtteri Bottas is, I think, from the Austrian Grand Prix, and I actually forgot in which race Lewis Hamilton won or what particular race this car is taken from. But that also comes with this board over here for the first place, as you can see. Looks very nice. But with that, you get the loss of driver's helmet inside, or the driver or racer, whatever you like to call him. You can see the seat is empty over here. But in the Mini GT one, you can see for the 1700 price tag, you get the driver's helmet inside also, which in my opinion looks very nice and is very accurately detailed. Same with the Red Bull version over here. So it is kind of a trade-off situation going on over here, but that's quite okay. Now moving on to the 2021 models, I have the W12 over here from Lewis Hamilton. This particular car won in the British GP, and the design and the sponsors are taken from that particular race. It is with the hard tire compound. Again, it is like the same model. Basically, there is not much difference going on. And this one also has like excluded the drivers inside, which is kind of expected now. And then comes the Valtteri Bottas version. This one holds a special place in this collection because this is the only car I have that comes with the intermediate tire. So as you can see, the tires are treaded on this one with the green wall, which kind of looks good on this particular car, I must say. This particular spec that you see over here is taken from the Turkish Grand Prix, in which Valtteri Bottas won and got this amazing first place over here as well. As you can see, this time around it is pink in color because it is sponsored by BWT, so their like brand color is pink, so whole board is painted in their sponsor color. So this one also checks one other box in my tire collection, which is the intermediate tire. Now the only tire left, it is the full wet tire, which I am guessing will be impossible to get. There is like virtually none of the race in which they ran full wet tire and finished the race in those particular tires. Now in the same season we get some McLarens as well over here. These McLarens are one of the worst detailed model I have seen so far from any model manufacturer, because if you look at the front suspension, then you can see how badly detailed this particular model is. The barge board area is practically non-existent in this case. You get the missing driver helmet, and at the same price tag of 2000 rupees you will get this model over here. And that's not even it. First I was like quite a bit scared because they didn't actually have these logos printed on from the factory. You actually get a decal strip and you have to paste this sticker on yourself, which is quite a hassle, because if you don't know how to paste the decals, then it can be quite a tedious task to do so. This is with all the McLaren models. So this one is their like standard McLaren livery, which they ran for the entire season with Lando Norris number 4 over there, as you can see. And also the T-cam is yellow painted, which is accurate. Then we have another Lando Norris car, which is the Monaco Grand Prix special. To celebrate their Gulf partnership, they released this particular livery for their car. And like the other McLaren, it has the same quality issues going on. You can see how badly detailed the suspension is. The stickers you have to paste on externally also, but I think fortunate to get the special livery McLaren in this price range, because it is quite hard to find like Bburago producing these models, because originally Bburago only produced from 3 manufacturers, which were Mercedes, Ferrari and Red Bull. So for getting a McLaren version you will have only choices from Sparks or Mini Champs, I guess. And then the final McLaren will be our Abu Dhabi Special Grand Prix. As you can see, it is having this very nice rainbow pattern, or whatever pattern you like to call it. It looks very nice on the car. This is from Daniel Ricciardo number 3 over here, as you can see. And basically this is the same case with all others, missing stickers and the bad suspension detail. But still, getting the special edition is quite nice in this particular scale and price. So you have to compensate it for that somehow. And these McLaren models do not come with a board as well, so you are losing in this particular area also. Now the last model for the Tarmac Works is this W13 over here. This livery didn't actually run in the race. It was just a show car for their event to celebrate their 55 years of the AMG Petronas Motorsport, I guess. As you can see, it is painted red on the front and silver on the back. And as with all the other Tarmac Works model, it has the missing driver inside and has some like, but one of the thing that I quite really like about this car, if you flip it around, you can see we have this brown sort of like impression on the underneath of the car, which is actually a plank that is used by the regulators to check if the car is too low to the ground or too high to the ground. So this is quite an unnecessary detail, I must say, because you really have to flip the car around to even notice that. Some of you might not have even seen it because it is always underneath the car and you only see it when the car is like upside down or flips in some way. This is the special membership car from the Tarmac Works. So this was quite a bit expensive than your usual lineup. You can only get this on the Tarmac Works website, but you get the membership with it, and it also comes with this nice acrylic case, which none of the Tarmac Works come with. So that is I think a plus point here. You can see it is on the one side George Russell 63, and on the other side, if you look, it is from Lewis Hamilton for number 44. That is because it was only a show car. You can see the front trim is very nicely detailed. I think they could have like ran with this sort of paint design for the entire season, but I am guessing that it adds too much weight to the car, so they didn't do that, which is quite a shame. Now finally, moving on to our Bburago models. First up, we have the SF71 from Sebastian Vettel over here. As you can see, it is a very old car, I must say. It is from the 2018 season, I think. And you can see how the design philosophy has changed over the years. I will show you how the design is changed in just a second. But if you just look at it, it is actually the first car that I actually ever bought. in Formula 1 category. So this one also holds a special place in this collection, and as it is from Bburago and as it's from 2018 season, which means that this car was released in 2019, this has some serious details missing out of it, which is first of all the suspension over here. It has been improved now, but you can just look how little the suspension were detailed back in the day. And here you can see the front wing over here, which is now a lot more complicated than the later versions. So these sort of things you will only see back then, not now. The barge board area on this one is basically non-existent, but as you can see, this one does not come with the drivers inside. This makes this model a lot cheaper, and because this was my first model, I really didn't want to spend too much, but as you can see, that didn't quite really happen. Another car from 2018 I have is the Max Verstappen number 33 car over here. This is the RB14, I think. Let me just check over here. Yeah, it is the Aston Martin RB14, because as you can see, back then Red Bull was actually sponsored by Aston Martin, not having their separate team. This one also does not come with a driver and has a very complicated front wing. The suspension and the back side over here, as you can see, are quite okay-ish detailed. And one other missing detail over here is the wheel. So if you look at the wheel on the front side, you can see that the outside is painted yellow with the medium compound tire, but actually it should also be painted on the inside, which is not the case here. You can see that on the inside there is no printing whatsoever, and this was actually fixed in 2022 and the 2023 version cars, which is always good to see that these companies are improving their models day by day. And this was the only deal breaker for the Mini GT over here, because on the Mini GT also you won't get the printing on the inside of the tire, neither on the Alpha Tauri, neither on the Red Bull. If it had, then that would have been the best model to get for the modern era cars, but sadly it isn't. And then if we move to 2019 season, we have a Mercedes over here. This is the Mercedes W10, I believe, and this time around you can see how simpler the front wing is. If I just pull up the Ferrari over here, you can see the difference is quite striking. Although these are from different manufacturers, but you can see how the front wing design has changed. For this particular model, the suspension was somewhat more detailed than the last year's version. Barge board area, as you can see, is also quite nicely detailed on this particular car, but it also had the missing printing on the inside of the tire as well. And this one also doesn't come with a driver or the acrylic case. So these three, I think, were my first models that really got me into Formula 1 model collection. And after that, you can see what happened to me. And at the time, I could only get these three models because these were the top three teams at that time, and Bburago only produced models from these three teams only. But for the 22 version and the 23 version, they have added loads more car, which I'm going to talk about just in a second. Moving to the 2020 version car, we have only one car over here, which is the SF1000 from the Tuscan Grand Prix to celebrate their 1000 Grand Prix in the Formula 1 season. This time around, you can see it has the driver helmet inside and also come with the acrylic case, and it has this very dark maroon red color to it, which I think is called a burgundy red color, which they originally ran when they first started in motorsport. You can see if I pull up a normal Ferrari over here, how the difference in color is. So that is quite nice. This is a 22 version car. So this one also has the missing tire printing on the inside, but the suspension and the barge board area is a bit more detailed now, as you can see. And this is from Charles Leclerc number 16 over here. So you get the yellow T-cam on top as well. And there has been like some discrepancies in the past where the T-cam sometimes was painted yellow and sometimes it wasn't pasted yellow. And basically people are trying to figure out what Bburago was actually doing by painting or not painting T-cams yellow, which today is, I think, not solved. Now that was the only car from the 2020 season, and for the 21 season I have two cars. One is the Valtteri Bottas version over here that I actually showed you earlier in the Tarmac Works scale. This one has the driver's helmet inside, but as you can see the T-cam over here is not actually painted yellow, and this was the discrepancy that I was talking about earlier. It is also very nicely detailed. The barge board area and the suspension, I think, are same detail as the last year version car. T-cam isn't like painted yellow. That's their ongoing things that they have to fix. And basically I bought this car because of the black livery. This one I actually bought quite a while back, and after that Tarmac Works released this version, so I have to get this one as well. So now I have two W12s with different races and whatnot. And up until this year, Bburago only produced cars in medium compound tire. So till now every Bburago car that you have seen has the medium tire on it. So That is the same case with the 2021 Red Bull over here in this very nice white livery for their celebration, I think, with Honda. But unfortunately the Japanese Grand Prix didn't happen that year, so they had to run this in the Turkish Grand Prix, which is quite okay. You can see it comes with a driver's helmet inside, and the livery on it just looks absolutely sick. So all in all, this was a must-have model for you guys. But right now Mini GT also has published this model, and it will be released, I think, in 2024 of March. But still, having this model is quite nice. As you can see, it is with a medium compound tire, which wasn't actually the case on the real car. They ran the full race on intermediates, I think, and that's why I bought this factory Bottas version, because it had the intermediate tire on it. The Mini GT, however, will come with the intermediate tire, so it will be very nice to have that particular version as well. And now moving to the 21 season, in which Bburago had a massive jump in their product lineup. So if I just take a look at the Red Bull over here very quickly, you can see how the car design have changed. If I just take one of the Red Bulls from the last year car, you can see how the design philosophy, how the front wing and all the details on the car have changed quite a bit, and their sponsors also. You can see the wheels on the later version are quite more detailed and a bit bigger than the previous year version. And this time around they also have the printing on the inside, which is absolutely beautiful to see. The suspension is also very nicely detailed, both at the front and at the back. And one another thing I forgot to mention was the exhaust system. So in the previous year model, let me just grab the Ferrari over here. If you look at the exhaust system, it is basically non-existent over here. For the 2019, it is there, but it is just a simple stud sticking out. There is nothing much going on, and that is up until 2021 over here. It is only a simple stud without the hole inside it. But for the 22 season, as you can see, it is more visible now with the hole inside it, although it is not very deep. But still, Bburago is moving in the right step to improve their model quality. As you can see, the energy recovery system light is still missing on the Bburago version, and that is in no competition to the Mini GT over here, which is absolutely top-notch detail in my opinion. You cannot even ask for more in this particular case and this price point. That is why I think the Mini GT are the best models to have. They are quite inexpensive and also very nicely detailed, but the Bburago ones are also very nicely detailed. You can see how good the quality over here is. You can also see the different panel markings cut out on the Red Bull over here as well. Now let's talk about the two bombs that Bburago dropped, which are these two models over here, one from Alfa Romeo and one from McLaren. I didn't believe first that Bburago was producing these models as well, but thankfully that was not a dream and it was reality. So first they, I think, announced the McLaren over here, and then they announced the Alfa Romeo version. You can see both of them have different tire compound finally. On the McLaren, you can see it has the soft compound tire, and on the Alfa Romeo version they had the hard compound tire. For the McLaren, I think it would have been nice to have the medium compound tire, not gonna lie, because it really matches with the livery of the car. And you might have noticed that the car is quite a bit empty over here. That is because they didn't actually have the sponsor's license or something like that to put up on the car. Like I said in the McLaren from Tarmac Works, that you have to paste these sponsors separately because they didn't actually allow them to be printed on the models over here for some particular reason. That is the same case with the Bburago version. The only difference over here is that you don't get separate decals by Bburago to be pasted on here, which is quite a shame. Now if we take a look at the Alfa Romeo, I mean, this time around they have done an excellent job at selecting the right compound tire, because the white hard compound tire on this particular car, I mean, looks absolutely like it is actually made for this particular car. There couldn't have been more accurate tire compound to be put on this particular car. You can see it has this very nice red and white livery going on with some black accents on the bathtub area as well. As you can see over here, looks very good in my opinion. This is actually one of the best looking models from the 22 season in my opinion. So this one is also like in the top of my collection list. And for this particular version, you can see that there are some antennas missing on the front over here. That is, I believe, because they were so tiny they weren't actually able to put them on, because if you look at the Ferrari over here, they actually had the antenna on there for some particular reason, but on some cars they have completely missed them. The Red Bull and the McLaren also do not come with antennas. So this is like a new T-cam controversy that is going on currently. For Ferrari, they have released two models, one in the standard livery and the other in the special Monza livery over here. So both of them come with the medium compound tire, although in the normal version, if you put the hard tire compound, it will look better than the medium compound. But for the Monza edition, the mediums look quite good, and they are basically the same design, same philosophy and going on, but the Monza edition has a lot more yellow in it. You can see on the back wing as well, it separately says Ferrari. In the normal version, it is just a simple black panel, nothing too special going on over there. And if you look at the Monza edition again, you can see we have these sort of dots and lines going on. These are actually the names of the people that helped produce this car, I think, and it is their 75th years of celebration, so that's why they had this livery. Although I think they could have done a lot better job than this one, but still it is quite okay. You can see the driver inside it also has a yellow suit and a yellow helmet. It is from Leclerc, so they had to like redesign their whole suits and helmets. For the standard version, you can see it is just a basic red color, nothing too special. And then completing the 22 version, we have this Mercedes W13 over here, which I think is the same as this version over here. There is no much difference going on except for the livery, of course. The Bburago and the Tarmac Works I think could be equally placed in terms of their details. Some things are good on Bburago, some things are good on the Tarmac Works, but all in all this model also looks very nice. It also comes with the hard compound tire. As always, the inside is painted also, which is always nice to see. I have posted the individual review for all of them, so if you want you can check those videos out as well. And then lastly, and the most recently acquired model, I have the SF23, which they ran for the 2023 season from Carlos Sainz, number 55 over there. And this particular version of Ferrari I think is the best version of Ferrari that I have so far, because if you look at the color over here, it is a bright red color with some serious black accents going on all over the car body. You can see over here where the number goes down there, and on the halo. This was a very sought out after model, I must say. If you look at the previous year version, it kind of looks a bit dull in front of the 23 version, and the 23 version is a lot faster than the 22 version, so there is that. In every aspect it beats it. And for the 23 version, there isn't like significant improvements in the quality. It is just carried forward for the 22 season to 2023 with now standard suspension and tire design and all the carbon fiber finish that is going on all over the car body. So all in all, a very nice car to have. It actually released quite early than expected, because I was thinking like maybe in 2024 I will be able to get this, but I was able to get this as soon as the season Formula 1 for the 2023 season ended, which is quite quick in my opinion, because usually you have to wait 2-3 months after that to get the actual models. So things are slightly improving day by day, which is always nice to see. And that I think complete my Formula 1 model collection. So thanks for watching this video guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it and I was able to showcase every single one of my cars over here. If you want to check out the individual review for all of them, I will link them down in the description box below, so you can check every single car out if you have to. Some of the cars I haven't actually posted the reviews on, just like this McLaren over here. I got it so late that I just thought like it wasn't really worth it to post a review about this car. So as always, thanks for watching this video guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully in the next year I will be back with you guys with an expanded Formula 1 collection. So as always, I will catch you all in the next year.